The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, prepare to die.
Shall we play a game?
You've got several things to do. You've got work, kids in school. What do you do when it's all over?
How do you hand something from one player to another?
Dark soul glides. Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the Nude Clan.
Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan. I am Caleb Craig,
Caleb Schweiss.
And this is Cameron.
and today we're going to talk about a studio that is near and dear to Schweiss and Cam's heart.
Oh, fuck.
From Software.
Oh, such a dumb name. from Software.
You'll find out why.
It's like, did you trip on what you were reading, or did you? Is that actually what it's called? Oh, okay. The only software studio that I think is worse, and I don't even think they're a software studio. I think they're a publisher or something like that. Is Infogrames. That one really shits me off, dude. Every time I think about it, I'm like, oh my god, why would you name it that?
The old Infogrames.
I mean, it's like they're probably like, oh yeah, let's do
Forgot
Info
about that.
Games, and then like somebody put the R on the fucking paperwork when they filed the LLC, and they're like, fuck. Like, well, let's just go with it. Infogrames, fuck it, who cares? We're just gonna go produce the worst fucking games of all time anyway. So fucking Infogrames it is. Like, From Software reminds me of that because it's just so dumb. But
And so you said you had the reason why they go by that?
Not really, but you'll find out some of their history. Which
Okay.
is, the reason that they get into gaming is kind of lame.
Okay.
So
All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very, very, very dear to Cameron and I, though, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably especially Cameron.
I don't know. More me than anyone else. I mean,
Well, more you and I than Craig, for sure. and the past host, Bob, as well.
Bob? I don't know Bob.
Bobbert.
Bob's just a listener.
Bob is a listener, that's true.
I mean, I really liked the first Dark Souls. Still haven't beaten the second one. Third one, I enjoyed. It almost broke me. I feel like I need to go back through and play Bloodborne to get more enjoyment out of it.
Now that you're good, now that you've gotten good, so to speak.
Good enough, yeah.
Get good enough, yeah. And you haven't started Sekiro yet, have you?
No.
Oh, man. Prepare.
It's gonna be a treat for you.
It's pretty tough. I think you'll be okay, though.
Okay. It's tough, but it's not as bad as Craig was making it sound.
Well, Schweiss caught up to me in like 6 hours, so I think you'll be able to catch up pretty quick.
I don't think it was 6 hours. It was longer. I think
How long have you been playing it?
I've probably put in like 15, maybe 12 to 15.
Okay, well, it took you like 12 or 15 to catch up to my 40, so
You really think you've played 40 hours?
easily.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Fuck, Craig. I mean, I think you could beat
I've
it.
explored more areas than you, but it's not a lot more. And you
Yeah.
found a place that I didn't find, so
Yeah, that whole area.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to go back and find out where I found that so I can tell you. I want to do this.
I did find it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I went and found it.
Okay. I want to do this
That
game.
headless is the same one that I found, but you found it in a completely different route.
Oh, yeah, you can find it because you can go down below
There's
on the cliffs.
Yeah, there's a cliff that you can jump onto, and then you can get over there.
I hate that guy. I don't understand at all how I'm supposed
You're
to kill him.
supposed to parry every one of his attacks and then just wail on him. Because if you
How do
parry,
you fucking-
if you parry, then you don't take as much terror damage.
Fuck. Dude.
Because I don't think he damages your health when he hits you. It's just a terror buildup. So you just gotta You just gotta block.
Yeah, unless he pulls your soul out with that one attack where he just fucking rips it from your spine. I'm like,
Well, then don't let him do that.
well, he fucking ports right behind you. He's just like, "Bleh," and then
Well,
he rips it out.
if he disappears, then you know he's gonna be right behind you.
Dude, and then you run out of the little paper and you can't actually fight him. God, it's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, so they're like ghost dudes that you can fight, but
Yeah.
you can only fight them if you use a specific item, and they're pretty
So,
rare.
just like Dark Souls.
So if
Yes.
you can't fight them without it. So if you don't get any more, then you just can't fight them for
They
a while.
take the place of like the demons in Dark Souls 1, where they're the really tough fights that probably give you some good loot, but I wouldn't know
you mean
because I can't
the
actually
Obsidian
beat 'em.
Demon?
Yeah. It's kind of like those, I think, these undead dudes.
Do they get harder each time you defeat one?
We haven't beaten one yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
There's one. Did you find the one underneath the mountains
in the abandoned dungeon.
Yeah, that guy. I think I could
The
kill
one
that
that
guy.
shoots the fucking fireballs at you.
Those-
that do terror damage. Yeah.
Those one shot you if you're not careful. If you get a big one.
Well,
But-
I have more health than you, so they don't one shot me. But
okay.
yeah.
They have one shot me, but he's the one I think is easier because all you have to do is do a lot of dodging and then close in on him.
Mm-hmm.
But he goes balls to the wall when he gets halfway. So it's risky. It's crazy, dude. It's like Dark Souls a lot, but it's really different in a bunch of ways too.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like Bloodborne on steroids almost. Like you get to jump really high and you've got weird grappling abilities and like
So it really pressures you to just be on the offensive the whole time.
kinda.
Yeah.
It also pressures you on offensive defense. So like parries,
Mm-hmm.
and parries with counter strikes.
Right.
Like heavily relies on that. Like if you want to really beat this game down, you get the timing just perfect with the normal enemies so that you parry them and then you do a kill.
Right.
And I got it. When I first started the game up and it explained that to me, I was really good at it. And now I'm like not good at it anymore. Like I can parry them, but I can't parry kill like I used to. And so I think I need to go back and train. Just get it down again.
Go to
But-
that undead guy that's at the
Yeah.
temple.
Yeah, train with him. It's a crazy game though. I think it's really good. I think it might end up being one of the best.
Ooh.
I do think it's really good, even though I'm really shitty at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited.
And its story is it's simple and it's like very followable. And there's a lot of bullshit in the items as always, but not to the same level. It's not
Right.
just item descriptions building a world.
It's like Mario, except for you're rescuing the Lord Kuro instead of Princess Peach.
Yeah, and
Is
it's
he
fucking
another
way
castle
harder.
at the end?
Probably.
Maybe. There are 4 endings. One of them could just be like Toad in the room and being like, sorry, your Lord Kuro is in another
4
castle.
endings, depending on how you play the game.
Yes. But
I wonder if we'll have to do the save scumming with PlayStation Network again to get all 4. Slow to back up.
I know one of them. I know I can't spoil it.
All right. Yeah, don't spoil it.
All right, so we're going to talk about From Software.
Yep.
Awesome. So what has everyone been playing this week, though?
Daemon Ex Machina and Sekiro, and that's it.
Okay. And Daemon Ex Machina, that's like an action. Oh, no, is that the robot one?
Yeah, it's a mech game that's a Switch exclusive. It's people's attempt to make a spiritual successor to Armored Core.
Oh.
I think it does a decent job of it. It's better than most other mech games I've played.
Yeah, I mean, is that a high standard, though? I mean,
Not really. There's only a few games that have done mechs pretty well.
Yeah, and one of those we rated, like, fucking low. Although that's not necessarily representative of the whole series. It's just that one game.
Yeah.
Although I feel like I'm probably not going to like the other ones if I ever play the other Armored Cores.
Well, 2 is like the highest rated one.
Isn't that a PS1 game?
It's PS2.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like,
We'll find out about it.
I'm not going to be playing a PS1 Armored Core. That's just not going to happen. I probably shouldn't have said that, but
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have.
There's only...
I think the first one's PS1.
I think there's only 2 that are on PS1.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds miserable to me.
Maybe it's only 1. I think it's only the first one, maybe. I can't remember.
Yeah. So, cool. Those 2 games, nice. Cameron, what about you?
I did not play a single game this past week.
Wow,
Sweet.
not a single
Not
game.
not a single game.
A single gram.
Not a single gram. I was at a work conference in Vegas for 3 days. Got home late Thursday night. Then Friday, I worked, my full day. Then I got home, was, doing laundry and whatnot, cleaning up from the trip, and I was just so fucking tired.
Yeah.
Didn't want to play anything. And then yesterday, was my friend's bachelor's party, so did that all day.
I think it's funny that me and him both invited each other. We both came to each other's bachelor's party,
parties,
but we
yeah.
weren't invited to each other's weddings.
Right.
Not officially.
Right. I mean, not yet. His wedding, yeah.
I think that's funny, because
so.
I told you, I was like, oh, yeah, he can come too. But I never actually sent him an invite.
Right.
And I never got an invite from him either. It's like there's like a mutual understanding that it's like, we're cool, but not that cool.
Yeah. I just had a busy week.
We played Top Golf. That kind of counts.
No.
It's a game.
No, not really.
It's not a video game necessarily, but
yeah, just super busy week. Had a lot of fun though in Vegas, but no video games.
yeah.
Gonna be streaming that Sekiro soon.
Yeah, I'll be streaming it. Depending on what my week looks like, I want to do it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So
I want to see some of that. It's
Gonna play it at all tonight.
I won't have time today. No.
nice. I played a bit of World of Final Fantasy, probably like 2 or 3 hours, maybe.
How many hours do you have now?
in World?
Yeah.
I'm probably up to like 16 or so hours.
Do you have a full stack yet?
Oh yeah, I've had a full stack for a while. I have like dudes in the bank. I'm
Slamming
trying to
that stack with dudes in the bank.
Hell yeah.
What guys are you using?
I think one of them's the golem. One of them's that pony creature that you find in one of the like
Oh yeah.
rift things, and then I don't know. I just go with whoever gives me the most damage usually, and then I switched out. I want to go back because right now I'm doing both of my main characters are the mid stacks, but one of my mid stack creatures has Kira, and I kind of want to go back to that. So I might make one of my people a big stack, the full form, and then have that mid stack as the Kira, because Kira is. I mean, the game's not super hard, but sometimes they do a lot of damage, and it would just be easier to use Kira instead of Cure over and over. It's pretty easy though. The only time you die is if you just have a really bad setup for a boss fight, and then it's like you go in, you mess with it, and then you go and you just fucking annihilate the boss, or it's a scripted death, which is oddly all the time in that game, which is annoying.
It does happen quite a bit. Yeah,
I hate that. I mean, it's a cool mechanism, but if they use it over and over again, it's kind of dumb. And they kind of do that. It's been like 3 times already, and I'm like a third of the way done. So it's like, come on, man.
that's why I use the Vampire Lord. He has every hit that he uses heals him. So,
and it's tough because I'm like, it's kind of fun, but it's also kind of just boring. I mean, and it takes forever to grind fucking ability points to get the abilities, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, how am I supposed to get all of these things maxed out for these trophies? Like, it takes forever to get the points. I don't know. But, I don't know. It's kind of cool figuring out how to... I mean, not figuring out. You do Libra and you find out, and it tells you exactly how to imprison the beasts. So I'm kind of going through and just trying to grab all of those as I go along. There are a couple that I can't get because I don't have the abilities to activate the imprisonment. But... I don't know. I honestly, I've only been able to play it for more than 30 minutes, like twice.
we'll have to battle each other.
Oh, can you battle? Mm-hmm. Oh my god!
You can go into the Coliseum area where you like can fight monsters and shit.
Yeah,
you can like fight each other there.
Oh, that's.
Or you can trade monsters.
I guess that's kind of cool. I suppose. I wonder. Oh man, it'd be cool if we could trade and like we both get the trophies for having all the monsters. You just trade back and forth until we max it out. It's kind of a cool idea to cut down some fucking grind. But yeah, not too much this week. A lot of Sekiro though. I've been playing a bunch of that because it's. I mean, obviously, it's a game that we all, well, Cameron and I at least, are getting addicted to these kind of like crazy, difficult, very rewarding experiences.
Some of these crazy, difficult / rewarding experiences I'm addicted to.
Yeah.
But not all.
Not the mug variety of difficulty. If it's an object for food, if it's China, it's not down.
Maybe, yeah, maybe that's the thing.
Yeah, he just doesn't like his like cutlery, fucking cups.
Yeah, just anthropomorphized objects.
Yeah, not a fan. Yeah, that's it for me. So, the real question, the only important question: did anyone beat a game this week?
Fuck no.
No for me as well.
Pretty sure it's a no for Cam as well. Cam?
Yeah, fucking.
I beat Topgolf.
I don't know if that's true.
Who won?
I lost the first round by like 2 points, and I won the second round by like 20, I think.
Yeah.
I did really well. I'm surprised.
Nice.
Because last time we went, you remember, I was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Like I
mean, you were drunk, and then also
I was drunk
that burger.
I was drunk on food, is what it was.
I was going to make you fucking eat that burger again. How dare you get enjoyment out of this?
That was the thing. You guys had to give me the burger to.
That burger was super good too.
You had to give me the burger to put me in check so that I wouldn't just dominate the game. Although the funny thing is after I had the burger and I just started doing like half swings with the driver, that's when I started getting all my points. So I was just like, I would have get up there and I'm just going to hit it and just fucking sit back down.
It's empowered by the burger.
Yeah. The handicap made it more manageable. So the Nude Clan. Oh, what was the game you beat last week again, Craig? Or the week before?
It was Astral Chain.
Okay, I didn't put that one in, even though I asked you to put it in. That was the whole reason why I asked.
Yeah, I remember you texted me.
So Astral Chain is the last thing Craig beat. The Nude Clan Hog for the host is as follows. Caleb Craig, first place, 36 games beaten. I am in second at 28. Cameron, third, taking it in the rear, 12 games. Last one, New Gundam.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. Hey, Cam?
No. No.
We're in a period now where we've got some fucking long and fucking hard games, so it's gonna be a little rough unless we supplement other shit in. But
yeah,
we'll keep on keeping up what we have to play.
That's right.
So I think that's it for a review of our gaming week. Craig, do we have any questions anywhere?
I will look. You should.
I'll check the Discord.
Okay, yeah.
If you want to check Twitter and stuff.
I will check Twitter.
Always prepared.
Well, I mean, we haven't in like 4 weeks, so
yeah, guys, gotta get us our questions.
I think people who were more inclined to tweet us questions are now just calling us for After Dark,
which is good, but kind of leaves us with nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we do have one. From Thermination, he says, New Clan, what franchise would you reboot, ruin with an all-female girl power cast?
Oh, shit.
Personally, I can't wait for RoboCop to be rebooted with a blue-haired lesbian who fights for justice with a built-in blue checkmark Twitter account. Don't ruin fucking RoboCop with that. Come on.
That sounds hilarious.
That hurts my soul. I fucking love RoboCop. That's why I can't watch that reboot. And it was already rebooted, so you can't reboot it again. Come on.
I don't know. I mean, I think one of the ones that comes to mind is Ghostbusters, and I actually think that's not bad.
I don't think it was necessary, though.
No, I mean, neither was Ghostbusters 2, and that's
they also
not a very
did
good
that
movie.
for it was Ocean's 8.
Yeah,
That was another girl power movie.
I haven't seen it, but
Uh,
I don't know. It implies that there's going to be 2 more, though. Because Ocean's 11 is the first original, and then 12, and then 13. So 8, and they got room for 9 and 10. Craig's over there cringing, like, have you seen it?
no, I haven't. I haven't heard any bad things. It's just I've just been told it's like average.
I mean, it can't be as bad as Captain Marvel, right? Which is also
would hope not.
Which is also a girl power movie that kind of sucks.
It's an awful movie. Nothing fucking happens in that. It's
I like the blue guys; they were
I
funny.
don't necessarily consider Captain Marvel a girl power movie. Just a movie that
I mean, that's what it was
kind
for.
of flopped.
Yeah,
I mean, like Brie Olson was like real hard on for that.
yeah. Brie Larson was.
Or,
Yeah,
yeah, Brie Larson. Yeah, not Olsen.
yeah. The Olsen twins are only hard on their crack.
That's true.
Yeah, it's hard on them too. Jesus Christ.
It has not been kind.
No, perhaps if you get a little more filling in, you might not look so emaciated. Scary.
Somebody should change their crack out for health supplements.
Yeah. What would we like ruined by the fucking the current feminist movement? Basically, I don't know. What's a good solid? Oh man, Tombstone. Tombstone would be hilarious as like they're all like older ladies and they're hitting menopause. And they have the same, like, huge... Because, Tombstone is, like, the ultimate testosterone movie. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, everyone's just, like, freaking out. And it's awesome. I think that movie's fucking sweet. It's not really a franchise. It's just one movie. But I think that would be hilarious to have.
I think a one movie would be better than
I kinda-
a whole series.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. But that would be amazing. They're just like super. They get like hot flashes and like they just get super angry.
Didn't they do that with Men in Black as well?
Kind of, but they still had dudes in it, and like the dude was her partner.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't say that it's necessarily. Well, I mean, I guess it would.
Oh,
it could
what
count,
about the A-Team?
What?
the A-Team?
What about it?
Reboot the A-Team with women.
Oh! The reboot.
The thing we're talking about, right?
I thought
Yeah.
you were talking about one that already happened.
No,
'Cause you
no.
just barely did, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, no, I was just trying to think of a cast of more than one man, and they're all doing stuff. Yeah,
Oh my
A-Team.
god, G.I. Jane.
Wasn't that already a movie?
No,
Sounds familiar, but
it might sound familiar, but it's G.I. Joe. Just as a woman. Everybody in there is a woman.
What about?
They made 2 of those, I think. The Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, the menopausal set.
yeah, no, G.I. Jane's already a movie, dude.
Is it?
Yeah, 1997.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Yeah,
Is it a G.I. Joe ripoff thing, though?
No, it's totally not.
Okay,
Yeah.
because that's what I'm talking
It's
about.
actually a pretty bitchin' movie from what I remember. I thought it was way cool when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's just it's about integrating women into the Navy.
Okay.
Maybe I haven't
Well, I'm
seen
talking
that
about
one.
a G.I. Joe reboot.
Mine was like a sci-fi movie that I remember. What about like...
Human Centipede.
Well, I mean, there's already 2 chicks in the first one. There's the cast is almost... well, no, it's probably a 50-50. There's like 12 people that star in that first movie.
It's got to be like a movie where a group of people. It's like kind of like Ocean's, the Ocean's movie, the A-Team. Just like a group of guys who get together and do something. What about what's that fucking movie? King's Road. Is it King's Road?
Are you talking about Three Kings?
Three Kings, yeah.
Where it's Wahlberg, fucking...
Yep, Three Kings. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Who's in that?
It is
George Clooney.
George Clooney.
I think Mark Wahlberg, right?
Mark Wahlberg, Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, that's right. I was like, it's one of those dudes with the ice name.
Ice Tea.
Ice Cube is actually pretty cool. I like him a lot in that, and I like him a lot in
Who
Deep Blue Sea.
would we recast? Because we could do
Janelle Monáe for Ice Cube.
Janelle Monáe. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you were going to do that.
Scarlett Johansson for George Clooney.
Of course.
And Margot Robbie for
Just
Mark
picking all
Wahlberg.
the hot chicks.
Yeah.
I could see Scarlett Johansson as the George Clooney. We got to pick someone else for
Well, yeah,
Mark Wahlberg.
the most beautiful woman in the world, of course. Yeah.
We have to do someone else for Mark Wahlberg.
Probably not.
Jennifer
though.
Aniston.
You think? Someone short, someone really short and fit. Yeah, Jennifer Aniston kind of fits that bill. Short and in shape. She's a little old for wartime stuff.
Yeah.
but-
So let me look.
and a little too female. I was kidding.
What about that
It's fine.
chick who played Tomb Raider? Alicia Vikander, I think is
Yeah,
her name.
Alicia Vikander.
Yeah.
She'd be way younger than the other two. Well, maybe. I don't know how
That would
old
work
Janelle
for a
Monáe
war
is,
thing.
but yeah, that's fine.
I'm just going through some of the options here. Could do Anna Faris. I don't know if that type of role would suit her very well.
I don't know. I haven't seen a bunch of the reboots that are this way, so I don't know how detrimental they are or how like ridiculous they are.
There aren't really that many.
Yeah. I mean, and I
There's really only like Ghostbusters and Ocean's 8 that are like clearly that's what they are.
yeah, and I thought Ghostbusters was actually pretty decent for the most part. I enjoyed it. I was surprised by my enjoyment of it.
I mean, it's got like Saturday Night Live cast members, so I imagined it would be at least okay.
Yeah. Although the character that I thought was going to be the most annoying was definitely the most annoying.
Oh yeah, which one?
Shit, I can't remember what the girl's name is, but the one with like the short haircut.
I don't know who's in that movie.
I would like to see.
Wasn't funny. It was always like it felt too flat for me.
Mm.
But the rest of it was good. And Chris Pratt is.
I would like
great.
to see Michelle Rodriguez and something like
Chris
that.
Pratt's
too.
not in that movie.
He is.
No, he's not.
No, not Chris Pratt. Which one's the funny Chris? The fat, funny one from. Is that Chris Pratt?
In what?
In Guardians.
It's Chris Pratt, but
Oh,
he's
yeah,
not
yeah.
fat.
He's
anymore, yeah.
in that movie. He is in Ghostbusters. He's the
No. If you're thinking about the
Yeah.
Ghostbusters reboot, it's the same dude who plays Thor.
Oh no, you're totally right. It is him. It's not Chris Pratt.
Yeah, that's
he
what
plays.
it's not Chris Pratt.
He plays a Chris Pratt character.
It's
though.
he is. It's Chris Hemsworth.
Hemsworth. Yeah. He
He's-
plays
yeah,
a
he's
dumb
another
guy,
of the
like
Chris's.
a goofy dude, which I feel like Chris Pratt plays a lot.
Yeah, well, that's his other thing. I mean, that's part of his shtick. Just the.
But he's not as appealing as Chris Hemsworth, so Chris Hemsworth is in the movie. You know, it's funny to me. The Liam Hemsworth.
But see, Chris Hemsworth's character in that movie, it was he was slow and just stupid.
Yes,
and
stupid
whereas
comedy
Chris
guy.
Pratt doesn't. He's not necessarily stupid. He just does like off time comedy type stuff where he's
Yeah.
just slightly, I don't know
Yeah,
how to describe that.
I know what you mean. It's funny though. I think like Chris Hemsworth and Liam Hemsworth, like they're the same thing. The difference between them is like Cameron and Cameron's brother. It's like, oh,
What do you
they
mean?
look similar, but it's like clearly one is like
Better.
the ultimate being, and the other one is like short end of the stick, shorter
No.
end of the stick.
No, he got all of the acting and performance and musical talent.
And you just got the body to back that up.
No,
so like
I-
together, you guys would be Chris Hemsworth, but separate, you're both just Liam Hemsworths of different natures. That is funny though. I see that a lot with like brothers that are in show business. It's like one of them, I'm like, oh wow, really? They're related, and I'm like, oh man, this guy's not as good. But I don't know. It's tough because it's like, what do you want to ruin? Like, and then it has to be something really manly, like A-Team or Tombstone.
The
Ridiculous.
Expendables.
Dude, Expendables. Who the fuck would you cast in that?
Fucking all the big name women.
Oh,
Tina Fey
what if we
Tina
recast?
Fey would immediately make it a good movie.
Yeah, true. What if we recast some of the Rambo stuff?
Oh man, that'd be hilarious.
Who the fuck would we cast as Rambo?
Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
It would actually be decent too. Like I would have a lot of fun watching that.
Just total Rambo reboot. Michelle Rodriguez.
I would fucking watch that. The shit out of that.
I would say Terminator, but Terminator 3 kind of did that with the female Terminator.
Well, plus the main character is
Sarah Connor.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, making the Terminator the chick though, because to me, I mean, I know Sarah Connor is the main character, but like, I go for the Terminator.
But the Terminator dies.
Yeah, every time, pretty much. I liked 3's Terminator 2. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, I think that's. Oh, Conan. What about Conan?
Oh my god,
Fucking-
Conan the Barber. Well, they
I haven't
have Red
even seen
Sonja.
it. I haven't actually seen the actual Conan movie. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
dude?
You've never seen Conan the Barbarian or Conan the
Nope.
Destroyer? Oh my god,
I mean, Destroyer is skippable, but
it is.
Barbarian
and
is-
so is the Jason Momoa reboot.
I'm sure it
I haven't
is.
seen either of them.
It's much worse than Destroyer.
Oh, really? God. Fucking A, man. Well, what if it was The Rock? What if The Rock did it instead?
Oh god, no.
Oh, come on. Wait,
No.
Destroyer's a
He-
comedy anyway.
He just
Dude,
has
no.
too much of a comedic time.
Yeah, he's too much of a happy-go-lucky tough guy.
It needs to be
He
more of an
can't- he
asshole like
can't-
Arnold.
He can't be more the passive strong man.
That's fair. That's fair, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it'd be better if it was him.
What about Batista? What about Batista though?
I don't think he could do it either.
He's
Why?
kind of like The Rock, but even more that way. I'd say.
Plus, he's not.
He's not built enough.
He's huge.
No.
Yeah, but The Rock,
He's
dude.
not-
Jesus Christ.
I mean, he's not like the perfectly sculpted. Go look a picture up of Batista back in his wrestling days.
Conan is supposed to be attractive.
You don't find Batista attractive.
no, he's kind of weird looking.
Yeah, he's kind of a weird looking guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's really built. Actually.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
6'4", and I think he's like 290 pounds ish.
Well, what's funny is you look at The Rock when he wrestled, and like he's a big dude, right? But you look at him now, and he's a fucking
there's a difference between like
monster.
bodybuilding for wrestling and stuff like that, and then body sculpting.
Yeah, well now he's like, and like when you watch Pain and Gain, or not Pain and Gain, the one with Mark Wahlberg and him, I can always mix those two movies up, even though I've only ever seen one of them.
Mark Wahlberg and Dwayne Johnson.
It's where they like have their fitness empire and they accidentally kill a guy and they're like covering it up.
I haven't seen it.
But like, fucking Mark Wahlberg is really ripped, right? But like next to The Rock, he looks like a fucking child, dude. It's ridiculous.
And Mark Wahlberg is also short.
Yeah, he's like, all right, you and I. He's like short as fuck. But like The Rock, even then, like he just looks fucking so small compared to this monstrosity. So I mean, you know, but Batista is pretty ripped though. I didn't realize that he was that crazy.
Yeah, he's huge. I mean, you can kind of see that in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, you never know how much of that is like prosthetic though, like propped up. But
I just
apparently
think,
none of it is the answer.
Yeah, I just think he's just got a layer of paint on him. Yeah. No, he's big. What other wrestler actor is currently trying to make it right now?
I mean, John Cena did it for a little while.
Nah.
If you tanned him up, he could probably do Conan.
He did like 3 movies and then just stopped.
Yo,
Yeah.
they kind of sucked, so that's probably why.
I mean, it's because no one could see him.
Yeah.
On screen. So I'm just like, why go see that movie? You just can't see him.
Yeah.
That's true.
But as far as Conan goes, I think John Cena could. I don't know yet his acting chops.
He'd have to get really tanned.
Yeah, but this is a movie. You could just fucking make
That's
him
true.
tan.
That's true.
Yeah, and then Jason Momoa already did it.
He
Yeah.
did, and it was disappointing.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we got to do
He
a
could have
Conan.
done a much better job.
We got to do a Conan
I
cast.
think so. I
Just
think
gotta-
I think
other
he
people were in
is a good
charge.
pick for Conan. But yeah,
Yeah, the writers were not very good for that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, he does kind of have the Conan. I mean, he's tall,
Though
dark,
his
and fucking...
his face looks really weird with that
so
beard.
Dwayne.
Yeah, I don't
It
like
looks
it.
really weird, and he doesn't have a beard in that Conan movie. And I'm like,
You're just used to seeing him a certain way.
It's like his chin is just like super
You know,
weird.
How did you feel about Dwayne Johnson's performance in The Scorpion King? Because that's a serious role, and that was one of his first though
He
too.
didn't do anything. He,
As the Scorpion
He
King?
had like 2 lines, and it was an Egyptian.
God, the animation for that, looking back, it looks so shitty, dude.
Dude, it's super
But,
bad.
It's
I think
fucking awful.
I think we could recast it with him as Conan. I don't think it'd be bad.
With
I
Dwayne
mean, right now,
Johnson? Yeah.
I think now we just expect him to be, a comedian, but I think
we're
he
not
could pull it off.
Maybe we're just not challenging him enough. That's
Yeah.
what it is. We're giving him the low hanging fruit. We need to give him that Conan fruit, that top of the line fruit, middle of the tree, lush, perfect, ripe for the picking. But you got to reach to get it. That's what we're not challenging The Rock enough. That's what it is.
I don't know, man. He's had plenty of like somewhat serious roles. Like he just did Skyscraper, where he plays a dude who had his legs blown off.
Yeah, but that still seems like a
was like,
ridiculous.
that was okay.
It's a ridiculous premise, but he was still in a serious role.
Did he do it well, Cameron?
Did you watch it?
I have watched it.
I didn't watch it. I was thinking about it, but then that was when MoviePass
What was it
like,
called again?
It's, oh my god, Skyscraper. I
If
think.
it's not a hoity-toity movie playing in L.A., you aren't going to go see it. That's how MoviePass turned near the end. It's like, oh, you can still go see a movie a day, and I click on it. It's like, none of these movies. You could go see this movie you've never heard of, or this movie you've never heard of that's not playing here because people don't want to go watch a movie they never heard of. Or this movie you've never heard of, but the people aren't going to go watch it because it's not playing here, and you can't go see it because no one wants to fucking watch it.
God, I wish there were more fucking.
Well, it didn't do very good.
Yeah. Oh, really? It didn't perform, like, money-wise?
Well, just as far as the ratings go, box office it got 304.9 million.
See, that's The Rock right there. Without him, like, if they would have cast John Cena in that movie, 100 million tops.
But no, its ratings are Rotten has it at 47, IMDb has it 5.8, Metacritic has it 51%. So
So not great.
not great.
That's not surprising. But if it was anyone else, 15 points off.
The audience score though is 64%.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I feel like that's one that's, it's probably just not that great. I think that's what it is, Greg. You're just so used to him getting the easy way out, taking the easy way with the acting that you just got to look beyond.
That's all he has, dude. That's all he has is them mediocre roles, if not the joke ones.
I wonder if he's like Nick Cage, where he just takes anything that's given to him.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Not quite to the depths as Nick Cage.
He probably just like skims through it and is like, I kind of like it, and then does it.
Yeah. It's like, do I have to work out and be in really good shape for it? Okay, yeah, I'll do it. I wonder if he like makes that part of his.
Nick Cage just asks his manager if he can be absolutely butt fucking crazy in the movie, and then then he takes it.
Yeah, and the answer is yes, because he looks in the mirror and it's him.
Yeah, so he either has 2 roles. He's either butt fucking crazy or he's weirdly stoic.
Yeah, uncomfortably stoic. 'cause
That's like it.
It's unnatural.
That's all he has.
That's true. I've said the same thing about him though. He makes every movie a little better. I bought Deadfall. I bought the Deadfall movie, and it's on Vudu. You guys can make that. You can decide for yourselves if Nick Cage makes that movie better.
Well, I mean, I have one of his best movies on there, Matchstick Men. I
Yeah,
think Raising Arizona is also on there.
Yeah, but those are
So
good
we have
movies
like
anyway.
2 of his best movies.
Yeah.
The only ones he's good in.
I don't know, man. I think his best performance ever is in that Deadfall. You're going to have to watch it. All of the really great clips from that Nick Cage loses his shit thing are from that movie. It's so fucking over the top. My God. Yeah, so... Yeah, Conan, that'd be fun to redo with chicks, even though it's already kind of a thing.
I mean, there's Red Sonja, so
Yeah.
she's kind of like a female Conan. And you get the bonus of having Conan in there.
Yeah, there you go.
It's basically the 3rd Conan movie.
Is it Arnold's Conan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's in there.
Nice. Dude, I really think we should do a Conan cast. I'm like,
we gotta-
Who did you cast female-wise as Red Sonja or Conan?
What?
The female Conan, who would you cast for that?
Well, there is a female Conan. Her name is Red Sonja.
Yeah, but who would you cast for that?
if we were redoing
I mean,
it.
there was already a movie.
Who was it?
Hold on.
But who would you cast that as now? Oh, it was Bridget Nielsen.
I think he said he would do...
That's what she looked like in the movie.
Disappointing.
That's the female Conan.
yeah, it's very 80s right there.
Well, it was made in the 80s.
She's too petite and slim. I want some...
Well,
She's
Rodriguez
like as tall
is...
as Conan. What the fuck are you
She's
talking
tall.
about?
Rodriguez is
but
not a very big person either.
But I would cast her as Rambo, not as
not as Conan?
not as Conan. I want
Yeah, who would Conan be? Like, she's got to be kind of built.
Yeah.
Like, fucking... almost getting
All
a
right,
penis
would-
built. Like,
All
not
right.
quite there.
We gotta
Still
look
gotta
up
be
some
female.
female bodybuilders then.
I don't know. I think it doesn't have to be a bodybuilder.
I mean, they took Conan with Arnold, and he was a bodybuilder at the time.
No, I know, but he's also a man.
Conan was like his first movie.
He's also a man, and so if we want to do a female version of Conan, I say don't go like taking steroids, taking male supplement female
Well, I mean, you don't
bodybuilders.
have to make them huge, but they can be well muscled.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
a really, really strong, really in shape, natural weightlifting female would
Yes.
have to be the Conan role.
Correct.
So none of that like crazy, I don't have breasts anymore. They're pecs, bodybuilding stuff, because that's not what I would imagine.
What if they didn't have breasts in the first place?
Well, then I guess it doesn't matter. But you know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
We just don't see enough strong women on screen.
Yeah, like just strong, like naturally. Yeah,
And just kicking ass like Conan would.
I mean, I guess Brie Larson did get in really good shape for that. She might be. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't pick her for Conan.
I mean,
Yeah, I still
we
think
don't.
she's too...
Not strong enough, not big enough.
I don't know. It'd be hard to find, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be cool though. That's how I would want it done though. I wouldn't want it like a crazy
Yeah.
muscly like, oh, I take supplements to make my testosterone higher so that I can build muscle.
The Conan that Arnold portrayed and that type of body type isn't quite natural for men either.
No, but I mean it makes sense for him given what he does in the movie.
Right, but
Although I can't imagine the Wheel of Pain is like a full body workout.
being that ripped, especially
I don't
like
know.
for like Thor and stuff like that, being that ripped and that defined on screen,
It's
they have
not-
to do
yeah.
ridiculous stuff like not drink water for a while, and
It's not healthy, yeah.
no, so it's not quite natural 100%, but yeah.
Yeah, because to be really big, I mean, you just lift a lot.
To have
That's
the muscle
fine.
mass, yeah, but you still have a layer of fat in
Yeah.
the skin that
Yeah.
is going to cover it up.
You have to
and
get
if you
rid
want
of
those
that.
defined lines, then yeah, there's rules of what you can't have on set.
Yeah,
so.
and they won't drink water, and you're right.
Mhm.
Like they'll dehydrate themselves to make the skin more taut. But yeah, that would be cool though. I don't know. I just love
like
the Conan
like
lately,
as
obviously.
Zarya and cast her as female Conan. Zarya from Overwatch
Yeah, that would work.
in
yeah.
her barbarian skin.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be
You
crazy.
like that skin a lot.
Doesn't have to be crazy ripped, but yeah, just like pretty tough. And like honestly, like whoever this person is could totally like fucking outlift us probably.
So we got to get a Russian chick, a big Russian chick,
Yeah,
and cast
whose
her-
name must be Helga or Olga.
I mean, the inspiration for Zarya was, I think, Alexandra Zaryanova.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, is that just her full name? Alexandra Zaryanova. I think that might just be Zarya's full name. Yeah, sorry. Inspiration is... Who was it?
I think I
It's
know
that
the
weightlifting...
I think I know who you're talking about. I've seen her before. I've seen her doing like tree trunk lifts, and I'm like,
Tamara
See, his tree, just like got the tree, moving the
Cam
tree.
just wants somebody who can crush a watermelon with their thighs.
He wants someone that can crush a tree trunk with their thighs. That's what he wants. The watermelon is old news. I want you to make toothpicks out of this fucking stump.
Tamara Bakhlicheva.
You find it?
Maybe.
Yeah, something like that, though. That'd be cool. I just think we need more Conan, though. Dude, I'm so excited. I told Joe this the other day. I was like, man, I can't wait till I get done with World of Final Fantasy and Sekiro and all this other shit so I can finally get back to what counts. Conan Exiles. Like, all this other shit's just in the way. You know, I'm just trying to, like, move it out of my way. Schweiss and Johnson, the Game of Thrones, all this other crap. Like, at the end of the light at the end of the tunnel is just Conan. And I'm just fucking holding on to that hope. And that's the only thing that keeps me going.
He's just like in a dark tunnel, and the light at the end of it is just a shining statue of Arnold.
Yeah, and I can just ever louder the Conan theme kicks in as I approach the end of these numerous podcasts of mine. And like,
God.
like that's the only thing that keeps me going, keeps me alive.
Do we have the Conan movies on Vudu?
I don't think we have them on Vudu now. We should probably buy those though.
I have the first one on Blu-ray, and I thought I had added it, but maybe it didn't come with a digital copy.
We'll have to look and see if we can get them.
Because there's technically 4 of them in that universe. There's Kull, and then there's Conan the Barbarian, then there's Conan the Destroyer, and then there's Red Sonja.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can
So
find like a
there's-
4-pack on
So there's like 4
Vudu.
movies. And then there's the reboot with Jason Momoa. So there's like 5 movies for us to watch.
And there's a lot of books too, right?
Well, the collection thing that I have on Audible has all of them.
How many is it?
I can't remember how many it is, but it's like 32 hours long.
I think the chat on Discord, and I know this is a weird place to bring it up, and you guys are probably waiting to hear about From Software, and
But-
it's been almost an hour.
But if you also want more Robert E. Howard stuff, there's Solomon Kane.
Oh, didn't Robert Jordan do some Conan stuff too?
I think so, yeah.
There you go. If you want overly detailed to the point of ludicrousness, Conan, you could do Robert Jordan's as well.
There's some Conan comic books.
I remember that used bookstore in Spanish. They had some Robert Jordan Conan stuff, and I was like, oh, cool. I didn't know he did that, and then I moved on. But I just remember seeing it. Yeah. I know that this is a weird place to bring it up, but I honestly, in the chat, Disa was talking about how books, like for her reading club that she does on Goodreads, they just count a book if it's just been released by itself as like a whole book. And I'm kind of thinking maybe that's how we can.
Well,
That's a good idea to approach it, because I know we were like doing novella, like novellas don't count, only a novel. But I think we should maybe revisit that, because in the spirit of just reading more, counting those shorter books, like all the Conans, like if you listen to all of them.
The Conans and the
Sherlock
Holmes books weren't really released as books at first. They were just stories in like magazines.
Yeah, serial novels. Or even serial standalones. That's what those are called. Like Tale of Two Cities, that was released as a
A
serial
lot of
novel.
H.P. Lovecraft's stuff was also in that same way. And so like all of his stuff is collected into the Necronomicon.
Yeah. I guess that adds another That makes it tough. Is it each?
They all have like their own collections where there's like all of them in one place, but they weren't originally released as books. Although Hounds of the Baskerville was released as a separate book for Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, so if it's released as a separate book, I say count them separately. That's like the way we can make up for the kids' books not counting, I say. Because I just told people to log them as comic books. Because like there are
books
like Dr. Seuss shit. Like there have been people that have hogged that as a book, and I'm like, no, that's a little ridiculous. If I'm over here reading like a fucking really deep history book and like it counts as much as Cat in the Hat, like I don't fucking think so, bro. I don't fucking think so. But yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't count anything that's 10 pages long.
I think counting them as a comic is fine because comics are not worth a whole lot of points anyway. And it is reading something. It's weird to count though. Period. Like
there's like 30 pages in a comic book, and then there's like 10 or 15 in a children's book.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to add a new category for it though. It seems kind of ridiculous.
I mean, I just wouldn't add it.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't either.
Why the fuck are you reading Green Eggs and Ham in the first place?
I'm probably reading
if you're reading
there.
it to your kid, then that's fine, but that's not really for you. It's for them.
It's true. You're still reading it, though.
Because they can't.
I mean, it's like if I were reading a book for school.
You're reading Green Eggs and Ham to a child because they cannot read it.
That's
Therefore,
fair.
you're the audible for that child.
True, but that doesn't mean you didn't read it yourself. Because to speak written words, you must read them first.
Yeah, but
so that would be, if I were to do an audiobook, so like if I do the LibreVox thing, which I'm thinking about trying, and do recordings of me reading books, I'm going to count that as me reading the book, even though I'm reading it out loud. Like,
you're going to have to voice each character.
I know.
You're going to be good at that?
I don't know. I want to try it, though. I think it'd be fun to get into that stuff. And then when I get a new place...
That's what makes or breaks a good narrator.
Yeah, their voices.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's just going to add to the value of making a room in my next house that's just podcast studio. Like, soundproofed, fucking quiet, free zone that's not wide open like here. And we can do the real work.
Mm-hmm.
The goods. So, yeah.
Oh man! Speaking of Audible stuff, you remember that book that we stopped on for our book club thing that we were doing?
Tagana? Yeah, I remember.
I finished it. It was real heavy with patriotism, and it was stupid.
Yeah, you didn't
I liked about exactly half of it.
Jeez.
I like the concept. The overall concept is actually pretty sweet. But these characters, like, so basically what it's about, for people who don't know, is like this fucking wizard king gets fucking pissed off that this country, like, killed his son, so he fucking invades them, destroys, like, all of their people, and fucking erases that name from history. So no one outside of the people who were born in that country who are left know what the name of that country is.
Oh,
which is
wow.
fucking sweet. He's just like, fuck that place. And then what the story ends up being about is like this group of people are trying to kill him so that his spell will end, and that the name of their country can finally be spoken and people can hear it. And two of the characters were like literally 1 year old when this event happened. And they're like, we gotta fight for Tagana. Oh, I'm crying because like, I'm so patriotic. And I'm just like, how are you patriotic? You never knew what this was.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah, and like it really made me angry. I was like, fuck you. You cannot have that. That's so dumb. And then the other characters who were trying to fight for it were like 15 when it happened. So it's like...
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You don't even know what your country was.
I didn't like what I read, which was like the first 20 pages.
For the first 20 pages, it's really slow.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
It's very slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hardly any action until like the very end.
Fuck. All right. Well, should we talk about From Software here for a little bit? Now that we're almost an hour in.
Yeah.
Yes, we should. Talk
Conan
about
cast coming soon.
Yeah.
Not soon enough, but soon.
God, we gotta watch all the movies. I
How-
seriously do. I want to watch all of those movies, including the reboot.
How fucking cool would that be if we actually did that, though? Like, I think that'd be
Like,
fucking sweet.
what are we qualifying in this Conan cast? 'Cause
Everything.
I would like to do the stories,
The books.
which I'm already reading.
Yeah, the books, the movies, the games.
and then the movies.
Board games.
How many? Well, yeah, we have the board game, which we need to play still.
Yeah.
Because I spent fucking $60 on it because I didn't want to pay no $120.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking. Oh, what else? How many games are there? I know there's Conan Exiles, but I'm pretty sure there's like one other one that came out. At least. There's probably more.
There probably are.
I think there's like 2 MMO ones, and I know Exiles was one, but I'm pretty sure there was another one too.
All right, let's look. Just to quantify a Conan cast. Conan video games. List of games based on Conan the Barbarian. Okay, so we have Conan D&D supplements, Conan role-playing game, GURPS Conan, Conan the role-playing game, Robert E. Howard's Conan, Adventures in an Age of...
Undreamt
an age
of.
undreamed of. I don't know why it's undreamed of on there. Hall of Volta, Conan the Cimmerian, Conan the Mysteries of Time, Conan 2004, Conan 2007. I remember those. Age of Conan Unchained, Conan Tower of the Elephant, Conan Exiles, and Age of Hyboria.
Wait, they made a game of the Tower of the Elephant? Such a short story. How do you make a game of that?
I don't know, but
Oh,
there
it's an
is-
iOS game? I don't think we could play it. It's probably gone now.
Probably. Yeah, Unchained is another MMO.
I knew it. I knew there was at least one other one
Fuck, man, really? There's fucking... Oh, shit.
for PS3. And what is that one? A third-person perspective. What the fuck one is that on? Is that just on PC? Because it doesn't list a...
You know, that is weird that doesn't list it. Oh, God, that looks like shit.
it looks like it's a PC game.
PS2? Oh, no
man.
way.
A PS2 and a PS3
Oh,
fucking
it's-
Conan game.
No way.
It's not... It's like a okay
can't be
looking.
good.
Dude, oh, fuck, I want to play it so bad, though. I
It
don't care.
cannot be good.
I don't care. Exiles isn't good either. We're not here for the
Exiles
quality.
is fun though.
We're here for the fucking awesomeness. I bet you that game's a glitch whore, too.
Probably.
I just fucking
It had like a 51 on PC.
What if the whole premise of Conan is it's like a Matrix style thing, and like the glitches are just like the Matrix breaking down and no one doing maintenance on the servers.
yeah.
Like that's what Exiles is really about.
They changed the recipe for hardened steel.
What?
Yeah.
What is it now?
It requires steel and black ice.
Oh, what?
No, black ice is easy to get though.
I don't even know where that is.
You don't?
No, dude.
You get ice and then you like purify it
No.
through the
There's
Ymir
actual
guy.
black ice you have to harvest.
Yeah, but you can purify it too with the Ymir thing.
All right, guys, we should just stop the podcast now and
Yeah.
go play Conan Exiles and then come back.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
All right, we'll see you guys later. All right, so we played some Exile. No, I'm just fucking with you, playing Exiles. Sadly, we would be much happier if we did.
Uh,
But we're stuck playing Sekiro and fucking Deus Ex Demon Machina.
I'm the only one playing that unless Cam gets it.
I don't think he's going to get it.
You should, Cam.
Maybe.
Play it with me.
So, Caleb, tell us about From Software.
Okay, so From Software emerged from the depths on November 1st, 1986. They were originally a disk-based software. They originally made disk-based software used for producing information for like documents, presentations, worksheets, databases, and stuff like that. Stuff that would go in an office environment.
Okay, were they called From Software then?
Yes.
Okay.
And when they heard that Sony was making a game console that was disc-based instead of the cartridge that was all the rage for like Nintendo and Sega and whatever else, they decided that making games wouldn't cost a lot for them to switch over to making because they were already working with discs.
That's
And
a very
that's-
bizarre.
And that's why they got into gaming.
It's an odd conclusion to make.
Yeah.
We're already making discs. Might as well spend $40 million making video games.
So the first game that they made was Kingsfield, a PS1 launch title. It was a first-person RPG in which you explore a medieval world in search of your father, who disappeared in some underground crypt. The game was a success, even though it kind of received mixed reviews. It was also among the first 3D RPGs and would include a lot of elements that would be later used for a very familiar series.
Oh, Christ. There's like fucking 7 Kingsfield games.
Yeah. So while Kingsfield would, the first Kingsfield would never leave Japan, its sequel did, and Kingsfield 2 and 3 became Kingsfield 1 and 2 over here.
Oh, God. Final Fantasy all over again?
Yeah.
Did they release the first one ever?
It's only in Japan still.
Okay. As long as they do that, it's kind of okay. But when they come out with it later, then it breaks people's minds.
It's like, what?
Yeah. I played 4 back in the day, or 2, and now it's not 2.
It was actually 12 the whole time.
Oh my fucking God. Yeah, not good.
In July 1997 would see the birth of Armored Core.
Oh, God.
The series where you play as customizable giant robots. While people love the gameplay, they dislike the lack of any actual storyline.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Armored Core jump-started From Software's fame in the industry and helped them continue to make games.
Yeah, they also continue to not give us stories. Their initial criticism, they're like, you know what? Fuck you. Shove it. We're going to continue that, and you're going to fucking like it.
In 1998, Shadow Tower would reveal itself as a conceptual clone of Kingsfield in nearly every way, with only a few differing key factors, such as the story was basically the same thing as Diablo. You would go into a tower and try to save the town from demons. And then there was also a lack of leveling in the game. Instead, they had of the traditional leveling system. They had hidden effort values of Pokemon, like the very first Pokemon games and a few after. You would have to kill specific enemies in order to raise specific stats. And then they also had items that would allow you to select certain stats to upgrade.
Oh, well, okay.
So it was a weird RPG in that way. And then also with the strength was not how you upgraded your attack power. It upgraded your health instead. So it confused a shitload of people.
Oh, so that sounds familiar. It's like, oh, that's great. Thanks for taking my stat away. Did it have a little flame icon in the corner that was like, hey, now it's permanent? You fucking idiot.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It also featured item durability in the game and the ability to actually block with your shield, whereas before it was only added as a item defense.
Oh,
thing.
so you actually used it.
Yeah, so you actively used it. In
It's not
this
just a
one instead
Diablo
of-
1 thing where it's
Yeah.
just there.
It became a thing where you could actually block the attacks as well as...
And your favorite item
Yep,
degradation.
item
deterioration.
durability.
Yeah.
Also in 1998, but in 1999 here in the U.S. was Echo Night, a first-person survival horror game. The story surrounds a man named Richard who seeks to find out what happened to a ship called the Orpheus. It had a really interesting idea of how to...
Must find the orifice.
Yeah.
the orifice.
The third hole.
It's behind the knee.
Don't spoil it. I bet you no one's played that game and now they already know. They know the ending. It's behind the knee.
That's not the...
It was there all along.
Okay. It had a really interesting way of getting out of danger because there would be ghosts that would come in and try to attack you, and so the way that you would avoid that would be to turn the lights on.
Oh, okay.
You had to go and turn the lights on so that the ghosts would go away. It was also the first From Software game to feature multiple endings depending on what choices you made and if you grabbed certain items. From Software gained a lot of experience in creating horror from these games because they made more than one. Echo's Night 2, The Lords of Nightmare, wouldn't be released outside Japan, and I don't think the third game was either.
Oh, okay.
On June 16th, 1999, From Software released a video game adaptation of a manga in Japan on PlayStation called Spriggan Lunarverse. It can be played by 1 or 2 players. The game introduced the concept of making a 3D action-adventure game. So they kind of pioneered that. It was a lot like what would later be Devil May Cry, Ninja Gaiden, God of War, a lot of those later action-y hack-and-slash type games.
Nice.
And an anime for that manga or game, whatever, is apparently coming to Netflix pretty soon. And then with the coming of the PS2, From Software wanted to make Kingsfield again, but this time in the form of Eternal Ring. A first-person RPG where you play as a mage. It received mixed reviews, but was praised for its graphics, which if you look it up, it does not look that great. It was a PS2 launch title and is actually one of the few PS2 games to actually get put on the PS4.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. We
Yep.
can play it.
You can play it, and it has trophies.
Oh, God. Why is that on there? Is it good?
It was a PS2 launch title, and so I guess that's one of the reasons it made it on there.
Huh.
Because they probably had the licensing for that. Is probably
a lot of
why.
people it had a lot of mixed reviews as far as like gameplay. Like some people enjoyed it, some people found it was weird, but it was highly praised for its early on graphics. But it's definitely a PS2 launch title, and you can tell
Fuck, dude.
because it looks like a PS1 game.
All right.
Another PS2 launch title from Software was first-person shooter or first-person the first third-person action RPG they made, Evergrace. It featured 2 unique characters with their own storylines. It also featured a special paper doll mechanic, which made the characters appear in the equipment that you gave them. So, which isn't a common thing in an RPG. It also, the reviews for that one, they found the game to be kind of run-of-the-mill, so it's fairly standard type of game. It didn't really do anything too new outside of being able to have the equipment be what it was instead of just like whatever the character was drawn as.
Okay.
It also featured a plot that sounds pretty close to what 13's is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have like special glyphs which cause harm to people if they like find them, like the words that will appear and stuff like that, the signs of the Lassie or whatever. So it's kind of like a weird similar thing going on. And then August 3rd, 2000 had the epic return of Armored Core with its second game. Weirdly, the game didn't support the DualShock, but was highly praised for smooth, fast-paced gameplay and was extremely well received.
Oh, fucking God, really?
Yep.
Extremely well received?
This is why it's one of the reasons they kept going and were able to keep making games, because Armored Core 2 was apparently really good. The devs got...
I believe it.
The devs got high for a while in the last part of the 2000s and made a game vastly different than anything they had made or
I was going to
would
make Armored Core, but then I got high.
The Adventures of Cookie and Cream, a lighthearted puzzle game in which the players would control 2 bunnies named Cookie and Cream. You controlled
You are
both bunnies. You controlled both bunnies at the same time, and you tried to get both of them to cross the finish line before the timer would run out. There's actually a DS port for it, and it was released in 2007. So that was an interesting thing that they did.
Wow, we had to get that. What about a From Software? From Podcast, we call it.
From Podcast?
Yeah. I'm kidding. We're already done like half of them of this show.
No, you haven't.
No, I know, but enough.
They have a lot of games.
The ones that matter.
A lot more than you would think.
I don't know if for answer matters, but all right.
It's not just for answer. In 2004, From Software was first graced with the presence of its future overlord and CEO, Hidetaka Miyazaki. After obtaining his degree in social science, a friend told him to play Ico. After playing the game, Miyazaki decided on a career change into video games. And at 29, became a game planner for Armored Core Last Raven From Software. After a few other gaming places wouldn't accept him, he chose to join From Software.
Oh, man, that guy's awesome.
He later would direct Armored Core for Answer.
God, fuck! Never mind, I take it back. They're like, this game is so good, you are now the director of everything. Except for Dark Souls 2.
An action RPG was in the works, but was all but scrapped, and Miyazaki saw it as his chance to make anything he wanted. It was also assumed that since it wasn't expected to do well, it wouldn't backfire on him, so he wouldn't have any consequences for making a game that didn't sell.
Oh, that's fair.
But why would you go into a game think, oh, this game's not going to sell, so let's do it anyway?
I think it's a good way to prove yourself. Like, you can go crazy.
Yeah, but why would
like,
you ever invest money into a thing you didn't expect to actually make you money?
I don't know. They're just dumb sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. But that game would become Demon Souls. Initially, it didn't sell well, especially after a poor demo showing at the Tokyo Gamescom in 2009. But it eventually picked up after people in Japan heard about its intense difficulty and fast-paced gameplay. And then Atlas distributed outside of Japan after Sony didn't want to.
Yeah.
After the success of Dark Souls, Sony was approached from From Software is approached by Sony. Yeah, there you go. With the idea of making a new exclusive. Miyazaki was excited by the idea of making an 8th-gen game, so he supervised Dark Souls 2 while working on the massively popular Bloodborne.
Oh, wait, what about Dark Souls 1?
That was the generation before.
Yeah. It was on PS3.
Oh, was that an exclusive for PS3?
No.
No.
Dark Souls came out on both Xbox 360 and PS3.
You just kind of didn't talk about the first Dark Souls.
Well,
you only talked about Demon.
I
guess Demon's the catalyst for it all.
Yeah, Demon was the catalyst for it all.
And it wasn't exclusive.
But Dark Souls was well received, though, too.
And because Demon Souls was an exclusive, they wanted to kind of bring it out more.
Yeah.
And so they basically copied the entire DNA of Demon Souls.
And made Dark Souls.
And
Sony was cool with it, oddly.
And which became incredibly popular, and that's why Sony wanted Bloodborne.
Yeah, because they probably felt duped because they released Dark Souls, and it's like, this is just Demon Souls, but better. What the fuck? You owe us something. Give us Bloodborne.
And he gave him Bloodborne, which is a fantastic game.
Fuck yeah, dude. Oh, yeah.
Yep. So before Bloodborne was released, Miyazaki was promoted to the company president in 2014.
That's crazy. He fucking started as just like a planner, and then he's
10 years he made it to CEO.
God, that's like Hironobu Sakaguchi style power right there. Just like, I am your god, and they're like, yes, you are.
He returned.
Yes, you are.
He returned to directing for Dark Souls 3, and a month after Dark Souls 3, he stated that his desire to stop developing the Souls games. So Miyazaki was also rewarded with a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2018 at the Golden Joystick Awards for his work with the Souls series. People have called him an Artur of gaming, and he was given a huge reward for that.
Yeah, I mean,
Dark Souls has had a massive impact on gaming, and a lot of people have been inspired by it.
I've said that I think it's probably the purest form of game. It is like gaming at its most pure form. I do think that's what the Souls games are, because it's just fucking gameplay. Like, there's a little bit of story here and there, but it's anal retentive precision gameplay, and it's like you break it all down and that's a game. That's what a game is. I don't know, it just seems perfect, and it's so fucking frustrating, but it's still.
Yep.
So I get it.
Some of his biggest influences, mostly literary, are H.P. Lovecraft, which you can easily see in Demon Souls and Bloodborne.
Yeah. Bloodborne especially.
Bram Stoker is a huge influence for Bloodborne. And George R.R. Martin, who he is working with for Elden Ring.
Yeah, dude. Okay, here's the name of the. So you know how we call it the Soulsborne games now?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna call it the Elden Seki Soulsborne. And like, I'm like, is that like a hidden menu item at a restaurant? Is that like a specialty from a prostitute? Like the Elden Seki Soulsborne, please.
Did you practice that?
I did. I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, what are we going to call these games? And I was like, Seki Soulsborne. And I was like, oh no, Elden Rings. So then it's Elden Seki Soulsborne. And like, if you say it fast enough, it's just like, what the fuck? What are you saying? Elden Seki Soulsborne. Yeah, don't you play the Elden Seki Soulsborne games? It's like, what?
I still think that we can overall classify them as like Soulsborne games, as in like the type of gameplay.
Yeah. Sekiro's a little different, but I would still classify it as definitely
It's
in
pretty
that.
similar. It's just that it's not an RPG, and so that changes a lot of its gameplay.
Yeah. It still has that feel, though, for sure. And especially when it's pounding your balls into dust. That's when you're like, yeah, this is right. This is about right. This is the level of suffering required to be Soulsborne. I'm so excited for Elden Ring. And the cool thing about these guys is they don't fucking take forever to make stuff. Like,
That's
Sekiro
true.
wasn't announced that long ago. It was announced at the same time that they announced that other Japanese game.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. And I was like way more impressed by Ghosts, but now I'm like really impressed with this one.
Dude, I can't wait for
So-
Ghosts. I love... Okay, see, one of the things I love about Sekiro is basically the entire aesthetic.
Feudal Japan.
I love that shit. And
Yeah.
there's not many games that do that
And
for some reason.
Sekiro looks fucking amazing.
Oh, it
too.
looks really fucking good, yeah.
Surprisingly
Like that
good
was
for
that was
From
that was one of
Software.
the things that I was like super impressed by is its visuals.
And it's not that their other games look bad, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it's not really about that. But this one, like the first fight you get in, it's like fucking amazing. It's
One of
just
the reasons that it actually looks so good is that they opened up a new branch specifically to make their CGI stuff that their CGI assets that they can just use for any of their games.
Oh,
so
nice.
that like they have an entire section that only does that.
Oh, so they really push the bar with Sekiro.
So they can make games even faster, basically.
Oh, fuck, dude!
Nice.
Fucking God, they come out with shit. So it seems like it doesn't take them very long. Like maybe it's the way they announce it, but like I don't think Elden Ring is gonna take that long.
I'll bring up the list of games in a moment and
All
I'll
right.
read it off to you, and you can see just how quickly they put out shit.
All right, I'll stop cutting you off then.
All right. So Miyazaki has said that the game's difficulty wasn't really on purpose, but was part of the process of a want to give players a sense of accomplishment while also incentivizing players to experiment with their game. He also said that he doesn't dislike direct storytelling, but feels like players get more out of the game when they have to find things out for themselves.
That's true, and that's one thing that I like about. I mean, that's kind of what reading does to people. You know, the experience of reading. It's like, and this is one thing that I don't know. Joe and I kind of disagree on, and I feel like it's less of a disagreement than I think it is. But like, he'll always look at like, okay, what was their intent? Like, what was the author's intent? What did this mean? What did that mean? And I'm like, I kind of like just making it what it means to you, because I feel like that's kind of the point. And it's important to know what they mean by certain things, because there are some things that are definitely projections of the creators.
Right.
But I feel like that's where most of the joy comes from, is your experience with it. And like, that's why certain songs will resonate with you, even though they're, you know,
I mean,
not
everyone has different experiences and the stuff
like,
they live through that makes you what you are today.
Yeah.
And you're going to perceive, things differently than everyone else.
Yeah, it's
just,
like
it might be small, and the author might want to get you to get to an idea, but the way you get to the idea is your own.
Yeah,
But-
and it's like when, certain songs come out, like if you're in a hard place in your life, like you remember those songs and you're like, yes, I really loved that. Like for me, it was, like Korn's Coming Undone came out like when I was, fucking homeless
Right.
in Salt Lake City. And so that song resonates with me more than Freak on a Leash for a lot of reasons. Because one, I'm not a freak. I am kind of, but I'm like not a social, an antisocial, like who Korn appeals to normally.
Yeah.
Like that's not me. And like that resonates really well with me. Same with like Shine Down from Godsmack and like Speak. All those came out around the same time, and like it was a big impact on me at that moment. So like it means more than what it meant to them when they made it, perhaps.
Right.
And I like that idea. I like that idea a lot, and I think they do that really well, and almost too well, to the point of criticism on some of the Souls games, where it's like, what am I fucking doing here again? Like killing the Lords of Ember? Like why am I putting the
Right,
fire
yeah.
out? Like
Well, I mean, they sort of give you enough at the beginning.
Yeah,
too.
maybe it's the 60 hours it takes to beat it because you get your ass kicked so much that you forget why you're doing all this shit. But yeah, it's an interesting style, and I think they're one of the few that do it that way. I don't really see it elsewhere. So that's a good point.
Yep.
to bring up.
And up until Demon's Souls was released, from most of From Software's impressive list of games were either mech games, and not just including Armored Core.
Oh, they made more?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or were licensed anime games. In 2014, alongside Miyazaki's promotion, Katakawa Corp actually bought FromSoft from the shareholders Transcosmos.
Transcosmos?
Yep.
Okay.
From Software was nominated for Dev of the Year in 2015, but lost to, can you guess who?
2015?
Yeah.
Naughty Dog?
No.
Sony?
No. They lost to CD Projekt Red, who had just
yeah.
released
Witcher
The Witcher
3.
3.
Yep,
Fuck,
yep.
I should have known that. That was the same year. Oh, no, that wasn't the same year. I think Last of Us was right after. Because I remember Witcher 3, or no, Last of Us was before, because Last of Us had they're like, oh my god, this has the most Game of the Years of all time, and then 5 months later, Witcher 3 comes out, and it's like, not anymore, motherfucker. We got 12 more. We are the kings.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
And then in 2016, I just told you that they added a new studio that focused entirely on the CGI assets for their games to use. And then, of course, in 2019, under Miyazaki's supervision, came Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Yeah. You will die many more than twice, though.
And that is where we are currently at, because Elden Ring is still not
Announced?
well, I mean, it's been
release
announced,
date?
but its release date has not yet been shown.
So Sekiro we got
it in March of this year.
Yeah, we got March this year, and they announced it. I think it was the 2017 one, because it was the one where Sony basically jerked off on all the others. Because remember, it was the big God of War one. It was that same one because it had that Ghost of Tsushima initial announcements. Then it had Sekiro's announcement, which I was like, that was before I got really into them. Plus, it looked kind of generic, compared to Ghost of Tsushima. I'm like, there's clearly a better Japanese game here, and I'm like, well, maybe not the one I thought. But we haven't tried Ghost yet because it's not out.
Yeah.
Nor does it have a fucking release date.
I don't expect it to be out for another year.
Yeah. But these guys actually released their game, so it's out. And so I'm wondering, how. I got to look at the timeline for when they said they started with Sekiro, because on Elden Rings it said they started it in 2017. It's when they initially started developing it with George R.R. Martin.
They started Bloodborne while they started.
It's
Dark
like
Souls
they're
2.
trying to jerk me off,
but they had
and no one
two
else.
different teams working on them. So
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to jerk me and James from Schweiss and Johnson off, and that's it in the whole world. These guys. These guys like their fucking Soulsborne games, and they like their Game of Thrones. Fucking yes.
I mean, both
Yes.
of them are brutal in their own way. So
They are, yeah. One of them you just sit there, though, and the other one you just get fucked.
All right. So I got the list of games developed by From Software.
Okay. Do you have sales data and stuff?
I don't have any sales unless I specifically look at the game.
Oh, okay.
So Kingsfield was released in December 16th, 1994. Was one of the PS1 launch titles. Kingsfield 2 was released in July 21st, 1995. So it didn't even take a full year for that one to be released. Kingsfield 2 was exactly a year or almost a full year later, with June 21st, 1996. Armored Core was released July 10th, 1997. Armored Core Project Phantasma was released December 4th, 1997. So not much time between those. Shadow Tower was released June 25th, 1998. Echo Knight was August 13th, 1998. Armored Core Master of the Arena was February 4th, 1999. Spriggan Lunar Verse was June 16th, 1999, and that's all their PlayStation games. Echo Knight 2, The Lord of Nightmares. That one's also a PlayStation game. Frame Grade, or Gride, I'm not sure how you would say that, was a Dreamcast game, and it came out on July 15th, 1999. Eternal Ring was March 4th, 2000. Evergrace was April 27th, 2000. Armored Core 2 was also 2000. Cooking Cream was 2000. Armored Core 2, Another Age was 2001. Forever Kingdom 2001. Kingsfield 4 2001.
Got
and
some
Armored
cream for
Core
your
3 2002. And that's and then Armored
filling.
Core Silent Line in 2003.
Silent Line.
And
I have
that's-
to go through all these Armored Core games and see what their scores are. And
I've got
see which
a,
ones I'm interested in.
And
I've got
that's
an
other PS2 ones.
Elden Seki Soulsborne for that cream or that cookie.
That cookie
You know
and
what I'm
cream.
saying?
It's on the DS. Play it on.
Is
play
it?
on-
And it was released here too, right? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, it was released here.
Jesus Christ. Fucking, I can't even imagine that. It's like, I wonder if it's actually really brutal. It's like just insanely hard. You know, it's
Yeah.
fucking rabbits.
It doesn't. I saw some gameplay of it. It doesn't look hard.
Maybe-
Basically,
maybe they were-
it's just a puzzle game. Like, yeah, one of the characters you have to like step on buttons, and then like when you hold like step on that button, then the other bunny can like cross the path. It's just it's like a puzzle game. You have to like figure it out.
Like that Two Brothers game.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me
it's
of the
like
description.
that, but you run along a course, and you have to like get to the finish line before the timer runs out.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Lost Kingdoms for the GameCube in 2002. Otogi Myth of Demons on Xbox in 2002. Murakumo Renegade Mech Pursuit for Xbox in 2002.
Renegade Mech Pursuit.
Yep.
How much influence did the Armored Core have on that?
I'm not sure, but Armored Core, they had made like 5 or 6 games of Armored Core before this.
Mm-hmm.
From just spin-offs and then going up to Armored Core 3, so it probably has some. They like to make their games fairly similarly, if Kingsfield is any standpoint. Thousand Land for Xbox, which was March 20th, 2003. Lost Kingdoms 2 for the GameCube in 2003. Shadow Tower Abyss, which was a sequel to the first Shadow Tower, but was only in Japan, I believe, in 2003. Otogi 2, Immortal Warriors for Xbox. Nebula Echo Knight, Armored Core Nexus, and Kuon, another horror game, and Armored Core 9 Breaker were all in 2004 for the PS2. Armored Core Formula Front for the PSP. Metal Wolf Chaos, which is another mech game for Xbox, December 22nd, 2004.
God, you're fucking killing me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make a bunch of just RPGs and mech games. That's all they do.
As this list just goes on, how many are there?
How many what?
Total games.
Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
God.
18.
It's funny because they
20,
don't.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44,
Oh, he's getting
45,
close to
46,
his max.
47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, including Elden Ring.
Oh, 69. Yeah.
Elden Ring's going to be
It's
69.
gonna fucking rock.
And how many years has the studio again been in operation?
Not that fucking long, dude. The
started-
first came out in 94.
It's so it's been in 24 years since
I wonder
From Software
what the
has
average
started
is
making
for
games.
studios and how many games they put out. Because, the Activision /
well, Activision doesn't
It's just a
develop,
publisher,
though,
yeah.
I don't think. I don't know if they've ever
the
developed.
studios that push out the Call of Duties and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't think they even do that. Because now it's only once every, 3 years per studio. That's a lot. That's impressive. That's Final Fantasy is... I mean, they don't even make all of their games. They outsource some of them, and they don't have that many games. It's nowhere near that many games. Square might, but I again, I'd have to look at see what ones they actually outsourced or what, because they publish too. Square
I'd also
Enix
like
is a publisher.
to see a spread of when they were putting out the most amount of games, and if they started slowing down in recent years to focus on quality.
I think they have, because if you look at it, they've got 69 games, but since 2010, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the count cast.
After Demon Souls, it kind of
15.
slowed down a little bit.
15 in the last 9 years.
And out of 69 since they've
Out of
been
69,
around.
yeah. So they're slowing down, and I think they've also, it's interesting looking at it, because they used to do a lot of random shit, right? Like, they were all kind of stuff that seemed like it was working towards what they eventually would become with Souls and the
each
Armored
game,
Core.
the reason I listed off those specific games is because those specific games each added an aspect that would be eventually used in Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Which became the standard for Dark Souls and on.
Right, and I think once they got to Demon Souls, they really knew what they wanted to do, and they still made the Armored Cores back then. And I would be surprised if they don't come out with another Armored Core. I really would. I think it's going to happen.
Well, From Software said that they were working on 2 games.
One of them's Elden
when
Rings.
they announced Elden Rings, and they still haven't announced the second one.
I bet you it's an Armored Core.
And I'm hoping it's an Armored
I
Core.
really think it's a fucking Armored Core, dude. And
yes,
I think they've found what they are good at, and they're going to stick with that.
yeah.
And I mean, Armored Core, you can, if you think they're good at it, then that'll be part of it. But
Well, they have nearly 30 fucking Armored Core games.
so, I mean, you look at the last ones. You've got a game called Daracine. I don't even know what the fuck.
It's a VR game.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay, so they came out with a real artsy-looking VR game that's not super loved. But they've got the last few. It's Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, Bloodborne, Monster Hunter Diary, Poka Poka, Our Village DX, whatever the fuck that means, Dark Souls 3, the Daracine, then Sekiro, then Elden Ring. So they're really funneling into what they've become.
Right.
They're not fucking around with all the random like rabbit games and.
I mean, we just saw one that came out of the.
There's
DS.
probably a rabbit
that Poka
game.
Poka.
Poka Poka, yeah, and then of course the artsy one. But I think now they're pretty much limiting what they're doing, and I think everyone probably jumped on board for the VR for one quick let's just try to do a cash grab or experience this in VR, like an idea that they had that they were like, oh, that would be kind of cool in a VR setting, I think that's more of a fucking phase that everyone went through, and I think it's dying sadly because there's some cool stuff, but I'm excited to see what they come out with in the future because I am interested in playing pretty much all their games from now on, at least.
Right.
I'm really excited for Elden Ring, even though it looks just like Lord of the Rings based on what we saw. Dude, forging rings of power, and I'm like, okay, didn't we already do this? Like,
here we go.
100
again.
year ago? Yeah. Oh
shit! Here
Now
we
you
go again.
gotta now you gotta play that Eternal Ring to see if that Elden Ring has anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a sequel.
There was I don't know if I showed you I think I sent it to Jake, but it was that, and it was the Fear Inoculum CD from Tool. It has a spiral, and it was just like CJ like spiraling into the spiral on the disc, and it was, oh shit, here we go again. I really cracked up at that. I was like, man, San Andreas is getting a lot of love recently. Like, the memes, it's fucking awesome. I love
Very
that game.
memeable.
It really is. It's so fucking ridiculous. Cool, yeah, that was awesome. I'm excited to see what From Software does. And it's interesting to hear where some of these companies started, because Square Enix, I think, was... Enix used to be... what were they? They were like a land company. They owned like property or something. It was something totally...
Yeah, a lot of video game companies start out in weird places. Like Nintendo and Sony were into the video game thing, and they were doing their own shit. Like Sony mostly made like audio stuff. And appliances, and then fucking Nintendo, I think, was just what were they? There was
a card company, like a gaming company.
something like that,
playing cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then they got into gaming. But But yeah, like From Software has like the weirdest, I think, reason
Right.
to
But if you
start
think
join
about it-
gaming. It's like, oh well,
If you think about it, video games were still technically kind of new, and they're coming out, and of course, it's going to be companies that invest into a new idea before
Yeah.
it becomes their new identity. So,
Yeah, that's true.
that you're like at the very beginning, you're going to see companies with a history that's not quite what it is now
Because they had the
Yeah.
money to make the jump.
Yeah.
And they saw, holy shit, this is going to be fucking huge. Like,
And so, yeah, you're going to have those companies that were doing something else before.
yeah, they did real estate trading, and they apparently published tabloids.
And I
Enix
guess
did.
the jump Sony made is less, weird than the jump Enix
because they
made,
had
but-
they already did tech stuff.
yeah.
It was TVs and stereos.
Yeah, but if they were real estate, right? Enix.
yeah, they did. They did.
You just know how to
property.
make a good investment.
That's right. Make a good deal.
what was Square? I can't remember.
Square, I think, just made games. If I remember correctly. Let's see. Japanese video game company, yeah. They started out just as games. But they also started, I think later, 86, 75. Yeah, they started 11 years after.
Yeah.
So that was when gaming
And so there's
was
already
like,
a base for it, a
Yeah.
foundation. Yeah,
yeah, people were already into games, and like it was like, oh, we should make a game company.
yeah.
And it's interesting, yeah, some of those pioneers are companies that are already established that are like, whoa, this thing's
Enix and
got
Nintendo are the two
potential.
big now that I know of. I'll have to look into others.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's From Software actually kind of surprised me. Like I didn't think they
And
had
From
made,
Software.
Yeah, they I didn't think they had made as many games as they had when I started looking at this. And,
Yeah, that's insanity, dude.
Because like the only ones that I had heard of before, like the whole Dark Souls things had even exploded, was I had Armored Core for Answer. I got Cam into that one, and then I bought fucking Demon Souls. Tried to get Schweiss to play
Yep.
it, but he didn't want to. And that's about it. That's
I
like
think I
the-
remember you playing Demon Souls at one point.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only experience that I really had with them. I didn't know that they like had actually made launch titles for both the PS1 and the PS2. Like that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. I guess Square has made a fucking shitload of games too, but
I mean, Square probably has like 10 teams working on shit now.
yeah, that's true. I don't know. That is a surprise though. I had only heard of the big ones pretty much, and I knew they had those random ones because we had talked about like, oh, if we're gonna do all of the games, we should do the spiritual predecessors as well. I can't remember which one of us said that. It might have been Jake.
No, probably me. That was me.
Or you, yeah, because Cameron on his purest.
If we're
state-
going to count Demon Souls, we might as well count King's.
yeah, that's
Nah,
you, yeah.
Demon Souls is the grandfather of everything, but
Well,
fucking
Cameron wants to count the great grandfathers.
Kingsfield is not very similar. The only thing that is the fact that it's kind of like a medieval style while also being a first-person RPG.
Yeah,
Those are the only things that are the same.
I-
And it actually had somewhat of a difficulty level, which people really liked about it.
yeah. I think that's the toughest part for me with having Bloodborne as my favorite, is because I really like the aesthetic of the Dark Souls, like a lot. I mean, Bloodborne's is really cool too, like the
Yeah.
Lovecraftian weird.
You
fucked
get that
up shit.
Lovecraftian stuff in Demon.
Yeah,
There's a
maybe that's the
fucking-
perfect mix then of aesthetic.
I think you'd like it. There's an entire dungeon that's like a prison where it's being those mind flayer guys are just chilling,
Oh wow,
and they like carry weird green lanterns, and it's really freaky in there because they're creepy as shit.
yeah. I don't know. I have a feeling Sekiro might be at the top by the end though. It's tough because I fucking love Bloodborne, like everybody knows. And we got a funny tweet from our other Souls mega fan, Thy Death Sword. He was
Yeah.
like, he predicted like what we would all say about it. He's like, Cameron, Craig won't be part of the review, so he won't say anything about it. Schweiss will say he liked it, but Bloodborne was better. And I can't remember what he said for you, Cameron, but I thought it was pretty funny because that's basically how all of our reviews since Bloodborne have gone. Like since I played Bloodborne, is like, well, I liked it, but Bloodborne's totally better.
Yeah.
It's just been a lot of that for me. But
Yeah, it's good.
yeah, I'm excited to see what they bring. I'm excited for Elden Ring's I think it's going to be sweet. It combines things that I really enjoy. Two huge things that I've enjoyed for years now. So we'll have to see how it goes. And whatever comes next. I mean, I really do think, I'm pretty convinced it's going to be Armored Core, but you never know.
I mean, it would kind of be weird if they released Elden Ring and then the next game was basically a extremely similar game.
Yeah, some people have said Bloodborne 2.
Sekiro?
No.
Or he's coming out with Bloodborne 2.
Bloodborne 2 is the hidden title that they haven't released, but I don't know if it's time yet. Or if it's even necessary.
Miyazaki said he didn't want to make any more Souls games, and that probably includes Bloodborne.
Yeah. Although, I mean, Sekiro's kind of along those lines. It's different enough, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it's different, but
I would still count it as part of it. If we were to say I've done all of the Souls games.
It has a lot of similar aspects. Like, when you kill an enemy, you get the XP, and then you get the gold, and then if you die, then you lose half of both of them.
Yeah, you lose. Mm-hmm. I think I would count it as part of the series. It's loose, just like Bloodborne's kind of loose. It's looser than those, but I think they have a style, and they're going to stick with that. Other than, like, if it's an Armored Core, obviously.
Yeah.
Which, instead of really difficult, it's really customizable. That's kind of takes the place of that, so... Cool. Thanks for sharing that. That was some interesting stuff there. You guys got anything else on From Software?
No.
All right. Excited to have you start that out.
Yeah,
Cameron.
me too.
I want to see.
Finally stream that this week.
See if you actually did get good. I mean, I that's what I was telling Craig.
It sounds like it's something new I have to learn, so let's see how quickly I pick up on it.
Yeah.
Just remember to parry, and then you should be good.
And then
there's like entire mini boss fights that are centered around just parrying.
Yeah. There's also...
Wait, did you get to the guy on the bridge? Because you're... Oh, wait, no, you haven't yet, because you went to the Demon Bell instead.
Yeah. I don't know who you're talking about.
So you know that path that you took to get to the Demon Bell, where you jump like over to the wall and then climb down to get to him? Like if you just, instead of just jumping off to get to that other wall, you climb up. There's a mini boss up there.
Oh.
And it takes you further on.
Oh, nice. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I'll have to have you tell me where it is again when we get on. Yeah, super stoked to have you try that, Cameron. It's going to be great. So... Play Souls games. Makes you a man. It really does.
Puts hair on the chest.
Puts hair on the chest.
Play all the mech games that From Software has apparently made, and all them anime spin-offs.
Those will pull the hair back.
Contracted games.
So you won't be...
No, they don't pull the hair back. They just rip them out hair by hair.
Yeah. So you won't be as hairy, but you'll still have chest hair. So that's what you want.
They wax individual hairs.
They thread it.
Yeah, the threading.
Dude, I want to thread my whole head one of these days, just like have them remove all of the hair.
Oh God, dude, why?
Because I want to feel that suffering. Oh, dude, that'd be so. Oh God, that'd be so bad. It's kind of making me sick. Dude,
what?
I saw this image,
and then when that thread snapped that she was threading, and it's just like I felt like I was gonna die.
Yeah.
I felt like that. She just like fucking snapped me in half, and I was done.
Your soul is spilling out.
Yeah.
I saw this image, and it was like it said like you can't feel an image, and it stopped mid sentence, and it was someone holding up nail clippers to a tooth, and then like a tooth with like it's like severed in the middle, and you can see the root, and then them biting into ice cream. And like ever since I saw that image, I've been haunted by it. Like it's just been every once in a while I'll think about it, and I'll be like, oh God. Oh God! Oh, just the idea of like taking a clipper to your fucking tooth and like how bad that would fucking hurt, dude. It's been like the last 3 days that every once in a while I'll think about it and I'll just be like I'll like shiver, just like with like fear, like of the pain involved with that. That's kind of what that reminds me of. Just oh God, no. Could that even happen? Can you even clip a tooth like that? Jesus Christ.
I don't think so, no.
I mean, obviously there wasn't like a progressive image of like, this is the same person for sure. The tooth looked different, but oh man, it made me sick, and it still does. And it's going to be one of those things that I hope will eventually just slip from my mind and I won't constantly be reminded of.
So you come back and listen to this episode, then you're like, fuck!
Yeah, and then it sticks for another 6 months when I re-listen. Like, no! Why do I do this? Yeah, so cool. Let's do some... let's get into Hog League. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Hog League. Recap of Week 4. Exciting week. Went by. I didn't hog very much, but I also didn't consume very much, so... Of course, we lost to the most offensive first matchup of the week, Schweiss's Sweatmeisters against the most offensives. They take us down 329 to 275. Top offender of most offensives, player by nature, and top Schwettmeister is fun to mop yet again. Next matchup is the Dukes of Death against the Doesn't Counts. The Dukes of Death easily lay down the death to... That doesn't count. 1,000 points. Straight up 1,000 to 374. Top Dealer of Death, Black Mage Justin. The top doesn't count. Jake himself, who, of course, does not count. Abrac against Romager's Rompers. They romp. They get romped by the Brack and his whip. 663 to 163. The top Abrac whip cracker of this week is Bonsack. The top romper, Felicia Nomiko. Next matchup is the Step Motherfuckers against A for last place. Step Motherfuckers 1704 to 756. We had a lot of ads from one person who was apparently catching up, but even giving them the minimum of 300, they still take the win by about 300 points. Great job. Really good matchup, A4. You guys are really starting to bring up your points. Top Step Motherfucker is Irat. Top A4 is, of course, A4. He is a top. So Chase's team, the Chase squad, against Matunica's Heroes. Matunica's Heroes 202 to 76. Top hero, Porcupine Racer. Top on Chase's team, President. Lowest points I've seen from Matunica's Heroes pretty much ever. Looks like a lot of you guys forgot to hog this week, but that's okay because fuck, you guys still won and I lost. So fuck it. This next week, for Week 5, the matchups will be Schweiss's Schwettmeisters against Chase's team. The Dealers of Death against the Step Motherfuckers. 2 undefeated teams. 2 enter. 1 exits. Who will win? Romager's Rompers against Matunica's Heroes. That doesn't count against the most offensives. Abrac cracks the whip against A4 Extremes. A for last place. Guys, get in. Get your hog. Get your shit counted. Also, we have a new hogger out there, and I want to do I'm going to do something in the message board on Twitter for the team captains, and we'll see about how we draft free agents into the Hog League. I'm thinking something along the lines of giving up a trade to draft someone postseason. But we'll see how that goes. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Get in, log your hog. Again, Schweiss's Sweatmeisters against Chase's team. Dealers of Death against the Step Motherfuckers. Romager's Rompers, Matunica's Heroes. That doesn't count against the most offensives. And Abrac cracks the whip against A for last place. Represent. Get in there. Get your shit done. Guys, as always, please, at least consider living always in the nude.